So we got a lot done today. I didn't really get to film a lot just because it was like an all hands on deck kind of thing. But I will show you what we did get done and explain some of the difficulties that we had. So today the biggest part was we got the awning put on. This is a 15-foot awning. I'll put a link to that all down in the pinned comment on all the stuff that we used. This one is the manual and electric, so it's mounted on there. And then up here it is mounted. There's the electrical we still got to do. That's got to be put in through the top, but it is in there. We did extend it. It looks awesome. One thing is I did have to remove the little mount right here that this knob kind of pops into to keep the door open. So I did lose that, but that wasn't really a deal breaker. It's not that much of a problem, just because with the awning open, you can't swing the door all the way open anyway. So on the inside here, Editor Jake here. I did not really go over how difficult it was to install this awning, right? So this thing was, God, it was a challenge, if anything. There were so many little parts and pieces to use, and you had to figure out how to slide everything into these little grooves. And the further you went down in the awning, or the further you inserted it in the awning, the more resistance you got. So it just kept getting more and more difficult. One of the solutions that we found was to actually cut the plastic insert in half and insert half from one side of the awning and half from the other side of the awning, and that ended up working pretty well. And since it's a longer awning and it's secured at both ends once it's installed, I don't really see that being an issue. But it was frustrating. It really took like 4 people to install this thing. I had my grandfather, myself, my uncle, my mom. We were all out there just struggling with this thing, and we finally got it mounted up. But really take heed and pay attention to your measurements. The instructions are not too great, but I'm going to link a installation video down below that really helped me out. Done by another guy that does RV stuff all the time. It was super helpful and a lot clearer to me, at least, than the provided instructions were. So yeah, it was, boy, was it some work, but I think it turned out great, and I'm really happy that we did it, and I do think it was worth it. We got all the wall panels put back on. All the insulation is back there. Like I said, it's the R5 insulation, the foam board. We sealed along the top. Up here we still have a little bit to do, but we got to run some wiring and stuff up through there. Oops, almost died. Down here is that plug I talked about. We used that today, just run an extension cord to it to power some work lights and stuff here, because it was raining, so we had to keep the door closed and everything. But it is coming along. So the awning, I will tell you, was definitely the most difficult part. I mean, I really wanted to get some footage of that, but it was really an all hands on deck experience, if you will. It took 3 or 4 people to really get this done. Feeding the little, like, channel liner material, I'll post a picture of that. It has to go all the way through, and then it's got to be stuffed in, it's got to be just fed through, and trying to feed it through a 15-foot long awning was a challenge. I mean, it took a lot of hand strength and a little bit of ingenuity, but we got it. But man, my hands were cramping. It was an ordeal. So I can see why they charge quite a bit extra whenever you get it from the factory, you know, already mounted. But it looks great when it's opened up. We did it manually. We haven't done the electronic adjustment. There's a few tweaks you got to do to make sure the open and close is at the right, you know, stopping points. We can only do that once we got power. So we have some power adapters and stuff coming in either tomorrow or next week, so we'll be able to do more of that. And then, like I said, we got to run the wiring inside. That way we can use the little toggle switch that came with it And then we still need to build a bracket for the air conditioner and then figure out exactly where all that's gonna go. But we are gonna start on the wiring soon, as well as the painting on the interior. And while we're doing the painting, we are going to have to install the sliding glass door that's gonna go in the back here. That is, I'm sure, gonna be its own rewarding challenge, if you will. But I think that's it's gonna really be great for this trailer and project that it is. We still haven't done anything on the ceiling because we still have to do all the solar panels and everything. We think we figured out a solution for that. It's just gonna take a little bit of welding and a little bit of creative metalworking, but I think we'll be able to get it done. And then once the painting is done and everything, and the floor is nice and sealed, it's sealed underneath, but I wanna seal all this too, just in case the liquid gets spilled or whatever. And then we're gonna put vinyl flooring on the ground. There's the air conditioner, that's the outside portion, and then that little box over there, that is the inside blower motor. And then once we get the ceiling on, then we can do the lights and some more electrical, and it'll really start feeling like it's coming together, which I have to say, it has come together a lot. It's been a project so far. I knew it was, man, but it's also been very rewarding once you succeed at something or figure out a solution to a problem. But it's been a fun project. It's always, you know, fun to do stuff with my family anyway, but this is, of course, another one of my crazy ideas I kind of drug them into, and they've been more than, I don't want to say more than willing, they've been a little bit reluctant at times, because they're like, really, you're gonna use me as unpaid labor? And I'm like, well, you know, that's what family for, you know, right? But yeah, I'm really happy with how things are so far, and it's only gonna get closer to being finished as we go. So it's kind of nice to, it's very rewarding to see progress as you go. So that's really nice. But yeah, so I will put some links onto the pinned comment below on a lot of the stuff we use, some of the tools, and then the next video will be about whatever we work on next. I think it's gonna be electrical and painting and stuff mostly, so I know most of you probably won't care about that. But if you have any questions about the awning, you know, shoot me an email or drop a comment. I'll try and answer some questions, because it was probably the most difficult thing we have done so far on this trailer. I thought the insulation was going to be a pain, but no, that awning really took it out of me today. So we only worked about 6 or 7 hours on it, but it's a 3-day weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, so we're gonna work on it some more tomorrow. But anyway, thanks guys, appreciate it. And like I said, if you have any questions, just leave them down below or shoot us an email, and we'll catch you on the next one.